Hi everybody, welcome to Adobe Premiere 2023, how to start a new project. Alright, so when you launch Adobe Premiere 2023, you are presented with this new screen here. And what you can do is select New Project to begin. Okay, once you get here, if you go to Project Name, we can name it something. I'm going to call this one, for the sake of this, First Project. Alright. Then we can choose a project location by going right here and saying, I'm going to pick a new one. I'm going to say choose location. And what I want to do is go to my external hard drive, which is right there. And I've got a subfolder all set up already. And where I want to save it, I'm going to go to week 4 project files, and I'm going to choose that as my location where I'm going to save everything related to this project. Okay, so now what I need to do is select what type of things I would like to import. There's two ways I can do this. For the sake of teaching you a little bit, let's go with looking where we can find the location. So I'm going to go to my external hard drive again, and I told you earlier I had already placed all my files there. So I have my little folder structure that I want to keep going here. And you can see I have visual and audio. Inside my visual, I have it separated into photo and video. And then inside of the audio, I just have one, but it does have three audio tracks in there that I've added into it already. So let's select our visual and let's select our audio. And now we go over here to the import settings, and we could copy our media, and that would copy it all to a location that you specify at that point. This is good if you're pulling the files right directly off of an SD card or something like that. But I always recommend taking your files off that SD card right away, putting them in the folders that you want, and importing them another way. So we're not going to go this way right now. We're going to go with, we could select a new bin. So this bin is going to bring in all of our assets. So we could say, name that bin audio and video. Oh, bad typer. And then I could also, if I wanted to, create a new sequence. So that would use all the footage that we are importing, and it would put it all onto one sequence already for you. A sequence in Adobe Premiere is a timeline. Okay, but we're not going to do that either. We're going to just import this the way it is, and let's bring that in. All right, so we can see right here, in our window here, you can see all the bin that we have. The bin is a folder, and if we open that bin, you can see all the clips we have in there. So let's just backtrack here for a moment. Let's go back to the initial screen before I did the import, and let's show you how you could do it if you did not want to import your footage right off the start. So we have created the first project. It's on our desktop in this case, just so I don't ruin the other one. And I'm going to deselect all these things, and I'm just going to hit create. So now you see we have everything open the exact same way, but right here in our project window, there's nothing. So what I want to do is I want to open my Finder. I can click my visual, and I can see all those files are in there, like I said, and they're in their appropriate folders. So what I could do instead is go like this and just drag these two folders directly into it, and it keeps that structure for me. And I have all these bins with their appropriate things. So it's a little bit more organized right off the bat, which I prefer. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to deal with the one that we imported the first time, where we had everything imported at once. So what you can do is you can select all of our movies. Boom, boom, boom. The way down is a movie. Go like that. And we will right click on it. And we're going to go down to New Bin from Selection. And we're going to call that bin Video. Okay. So now we're going to also do one for photos. New bin from Selection. I'm going to say Photos. So you can see it's a whole lot of work to do it this way. You could have done it differently, right? So, but it's fine. If you do it this way, it's not the end of the world. It's not that hard to do it. Music. There we go. So we have our bin structure right there, and we're just going to change that to project. So I'm just going to do some magic here. I'm going to dirty up this workspace. Go, it looks a little bit more messier. This might be what your desktop looks like right now. So what we want to do is we want to make a workspace that we're all on the same page. So let's go up here to Window, Workspaces, and we're going to go to Editing, which it was set at initially. But what you can do is go Window, Workspaces, Editing, and let's say Reset to Saved Layout. And there we go. We're back to the basics now. So now we can continue. Okay, we have some windows here that I'm going to tell you about. The first one that I'm going to tell you about is the project panel here. This is where whatever you want to import is located. Up here, we also have the source monitor, and this is where you're going to see the clips if you want to preview them, say in here. So if I were to go down to my video and say I want to look at this video for a sec, what is this? I can't tell. There I go. And I can like hit the space bar or press play, and it will show a little preview of the clip that I have there. I'll be able to choose my in and outs there, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Right here we have the program monitor. So once we start editing, we will see the actual video as we're placing it on the timeline. And then that brings us down here to the timeline. This is where our editing will occur. There will be a timeline here as we do that. And then on this final window here, we have the toolbar. The toolbar where we get our tools. And these are listed with the basic tools of what we're probably going to start with. You can resize any of these windows by clicking on the edges. You can add more to these as well as you go through, and I'll show you how to do that once we get there. That's how you open a new project in Adobe Premiere 2023.